Hi there, this is Aaron Sinise, and this is the third development video for Skyjack. Today I'm going to be demoing refueling, some new stage features, and this cool spinny thing on my ship that is sitting there probably undetectably spinning right now. You can't really see probably with the resolution of this video, but yeah, I added new things. Here you will see the new in a second. Ta-da, radar. So I just finished that a while ago. That was actually one of the first things I finished in this long laundry list of stuff I've added on since my last video. So I've tried to get some orbit upward mechanics in play so that I can start introducing NPCs, you know, and adding guns now that I've got a radar module, start adding some you know, more interesting gameplay besides, oh, I'm going to fly up into orbit and rendezvous with fuel tank, which is what I'm going to do right now, which hopefully is comparatively less boring than the stuff I've been doing, which is flying up into orbit and then speaking science speak. So I'm going to go ahead and fly up right now. Try not to waste time this time. Actually, on other news, I actually updated the back end of this game quite a bit. I cleaned up a lot of my old code, which was just, like, gruesomely horrible to look at and even worse to debug. So I went ahead and I homogenized a lot of stuff. Oh yeah, and you can kind of see my ship's drifting downward because of my new, well, actually it's my old new chase cam, because I had implemented it at one point, then I commented it out, and then I uncommented it, so this is where things stand right now. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get over to that blip, but first I need to match levels right about now. There we go, pro status. And let's see, we're actually not too far up, we just need to match velocity. I'm going to go ahead and vertically correct here. Now in other news, I've actually been trying to think how I'm going to make the AI respond to this orbiting algorithm. I've got some mixed ideas right now, but I'm going to be honest with you guys, if it's this hard for me, I'm not quite sure how easy it's going to be for bots to handle. We're going to find out. I'm going to give it a try because, you know, it's kind of cool, but you never know. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. In fact, I might even run out of fuel on my second stage before I reach where I'm trying to get. Kinda sucks, but what can you do? Let's see, you're gonna have to English this. Usually, I got this in like one try a little while ago, but I've made like 3 passes now. Looks like I'm just gonna have to dump my second stage. I was gonna go ahead and demonstrate the refuel mechanic with that, but the good news is my second stage, my space stage, oh my god, there it goes. And there goes my second stage, or my first stage. But my space stage fuel is actually low enough that I can show you guys the refuel function. I was hoping to get up there with my first stage intact, but you know, them's the breaks. So those of you who are more astute might have noticed that, wow, that's kind of funky, might have noticed that my radar's pinging a contact on here, but only when I'm far enough away from the transponder. Unfortunately, for some reason, I can't get the transponder's location to directly correspond to that of the object I'm tracking, so there it is. Super. I gotta catch up to it again. There's a certain art to this where you gotta match levels and then match the same. There it goes again. I'm getting closer, guys. I'm getting closer. We're gonna hit it eventually. And I'm yet to go bingo on fuel for my main stage here, so I think we're gonna be good. Gonna make this somehow just sit back, fasten here. There goes my second stage. I should go back and get it. If only I had that mechanic in the game, that'd be pretty funny. Come to think of it, I just realized why I've seen 2 pings on my, there it is. I've seen 2 pings on my radar occasionally. It's because of me dropping my out of orbit stage like I did there, and then seeing that on my radar. I don't know, maybe we can see it now. Maybe not. So I've got like a really wonky orbit going here apparently, even though I'm like nearly level. But for some reason I am like coming in and there it goes again. I am going in and out of range of this thing. Okay, here we go. Now I gotta match motion. Okay, you know what it is? I'm just not doing what I usually do, which is attempting to neutralize any residual motion between me and the transponder, which is basically just watching very carefully the transponder ring over there just sort of drift. You see it's like slowly drifting toward me right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get that to go for a while and then, there we go. Alright, here we go. Watching the screen instead of watching the transponder now. I still need to fine tune the radar. I know I can get it to work, but right now it's a ghost of its implied self. So you can see I've got some new graphics here, and I wrote something in. For those who don't know, that's actually Chinese. I got that translated from you know, what's it, an online like dictionary that they have up that translates like just about anything relating to Chinese script, whether it's like Pinyin or Wade Giles or whatever. It does a lot of different stuff. So I went ahead and I translated utility, and I got Gongji Wuji or something like that. So I just butchered that. Was it Gongji Wuji or something? I don't know. I can't do this. I'm gonna embarrass myself. I'm gonna watch this video and be like, why did you do that, Aaron? But anyway, here we come. Go. Very hard to dock when you're dealing with Newtonian physics, but there we go. And now we're docking. You see my fuel is rising rapidly, and we are topped off. So now that I've gone ahead and stopped at this little automated weigh station, which eventually I'm going to have a credit transaction, and the player's going to have to opt in to refueling. You know, and basically they're going to trade the bounty they get for their NPCs for fuel to keep themselves aloft. Oxygen, I think, is going to be free, but not sure. I might use that as a gameplay limiter instead of what I'd originally intended, which was just like the police would come and get you if you overdrafted your orbital excursion license or something, but that's kind of crap. And I had some residual spin there, obviously. I need to work out some parentage things so that it doesn't actually maintain spin, but what can you do? Alright, so docked and undocked, just simple backward arrow key pressed to undocked, I think, and I'm redocked. That's okay. But as you can see, it works seamlessly. I can dock and redock. Really easy system, really easy to code, no problems whatsoever. But I think it was Dark Hunter Neko or whoever on the TIG Source IRC. I was discussing a few things with keybinds with him, and he recommended I just use the back arrow, which, you know, it's like herp derp. That's so simple. Why didn't I think of it? Herp derp. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and kick up our speed. We're going to try and climb out of orbit with our new fuel. Leave that guy behind there. Sort of funny how like it seemed like when we were right next to him, there's like next to no motion. That's the one thing that's kind of vexing me about this chase cam. I want to make it work on acceleration, but I'm still not sure, because if I make it work on absolute speed, as you'll see, I was like way to the left there because I was orbiting rightward at very high speed. So it's just, it makes sense with most games where you're dealing with like a solid frame of reference besides your own vehicle, but to be perfectly honest, in a fully realistic space game, the only point of reference you're going to have is going to be your ship, because all velocity is basically related to some frame of reference. Like for us on this planet, it's Earth, but if you're in space, if you're like a body floating in space, I mean a body like a planet or a satellite or something, you don't have many points of reference. And I'm still in the gravity, so I'm going to slowly keep on climbing out of the gravity well, but I'd say by estimate we're about one half of the way up the map, maybe further, since we're still under gravity, but I'm hoping that we can make our way fully out of it. No, not yet, but keep on climbing. You can see I've still got plenty of fuel left. That's the one thing about this game is you can get to the top of the map no problem, not even by just doing this. You can kind of, after you get out of gravity like I am right now, yes, I'm pretty much fully out of gravity now, just coast like this, you know, at a pretty stately speed, but I'm planning on adding a lot of hazards. Right now, deep space is pretty empty, but I've got most of the protocols in place for wrapping and unwrapping locations, so they're not like all operating on a gigantic map until you actually encounter them. When that happens, then funny stuff is going to happen. I'm not really quite sure what the gist of it's going to be, but the first people that populate this area are going to be pirates. So you're going to have to deal with a lot of these guys, and you know, now I've let slip a little bit about what the nationality of everyone involved in this game is. You know, we're dealing with like basically what amounts to like a Chinese takeover of the world kind of thing. Well, except it's not our world. Just a little slip there. Except it's not a slip because I did it on purpose, because I am a master machinator, except not really. But or is it machinist? I can't remember. But it's not machinist. So anyway, I've started myself on a backward coast. I'm going to see if I can't land us without, you know, fake crashing, which in this game there's still no ability to smear yourself in shards of metal and blood against the surface of the planet, thankfully, but fortunately or unfortunately that is going to make it into the features list once I add combat and hit points and everything like that. So you're going to be able to not only crash into the surface of the planet eventually, which is the very bottom of the map no matter where you are, you're also going to be able to you're probably going to be able to burn up in the atmosphere like meteor style, which hopefully will be kind of metal and awesome, but I do not know how I got on that tangent. But, you know, as far as the background of this world, I'm calling it 10 Suns. It's basically, you know, the idea is you're on a planet, a lot of ethnic Chinese, a lot of other nationalities there, kind of rocket punk setting after everybody rediscovered space flight. Lots of ruins around, lots of ruins not made by humans. Lots of ruins also not made by native aliens. Lots of ruins made by somebody who, well, yeah. Just kind of think about that if you're actually inclined to wonder, oh, spoiler, what's going on here? Oh my gosh. And I just realized we are speeding up because we are about to hit the atmosphere. There's my orbital fuel tank. I wonder if we can get back to rendezvous before... Nope, we're going to crash right now. So hardcore. Oh yeah, here we go. We're going to bounce off the atmosphere, actually. Yeah, we're going to bounce off the atmosphere. Definitely. Because all that vertical velocity got turned into orbital speed because of angular momentum. Well, it would be. Imagine, you know, I'm not going to even bother trying to explain the thought experiment required to make this make sense on a flat map, because it is a bitch. Boing. Boing. And that's going to be about it for video 3, the refuel vid. Hopefully you guys will subscribe, keep up with some of the later stuff we're going to be doing. Thanks for watching, and take care.